Everything seems to be heating up. We've got the attacks on Tesla dealerships, attacks on private owners, the swatting attacks, attempted murder against conservative personalities. In my research, my friends, as I peruse the internet, I'm reading about how people feel, and I've gone to many of these liberal subreddits where I've read about their views on civil war. Liberals are now either calling for, claiming, or predicting civil war is coming soon. And then I stumbled upon this, alt history. And it's an interesting post. It's a subreddit where they're talking about alternative history. Obvious, right? And in this, we have 3 parts. How Reddit would react to a civil war. Now, I know many of you may say it's rather silly. Someone put together a bunch of images of fake news stories. I don't want to say they're fake news stories, but alternate historical takes on what's going on. And how the internet would react, I actually think is extremely important we look at. Why? In this first image, it says violent extremists clash with police over recount decision in Pennsylvania. This has to do with an electoral crisis in the last election. It is fictional. These are all going to be fictional. But when I started looking at these posts and how someone envisioned what might happen, you realize how normal all of it seems. And then you start to think about the actual stories you're looking at and how crazy everything really is. When I look at this story and it says violent extremists clash with police over recount decision in Pennsylvania, well, it's a fake story. It's not real. It's an envisioning. It's an imagination. What if I shared a story saying over a dozen terror attacks on Tesla dealerships nationwide? A year ago, that would have fit perfectly into the alt history. What I think you start to realize is that we've normalized so much of this. We've adapted to it. And so I want to take you through this and take a look at how they describe what an alternate version of history would look like if a civil war to break out. This is from Alt History 2 weeks ago. How would Reddit react to a modern civil war in the USA Part 1? It's a series of images of social media posts and the reaction to them. In this, simply a CNN story posted to r/politics, violent extremists clash. The next image, r/politics breaking, fire breaks out at Trump Tower. And these are not, none of this is real. This is just, right? And then you can see 90,000 upvotes. The next image, mega thread. Elon Musk's Starlink linked to massive election fraud in key swing states, claims whistleblower. Then, protesters joined by members of the squad outside Capitol amid calls for Trump to concede. So it sounds like what they're saying is these, actually, I don't even know if this is meant to be, okay, actually, this looks like it's not even taking place in the past. They're arguing an alternate history right now. There have been arguments made by people on the left that Starlink was used to commit election fraud. And so I think what they're saying now is if someone were to come out and claim this, you would end up with protesters outside demanding Trump concede. I suppose this is during the election, whatever. One fake comment, envisioning. Thank God some Democrats in our country are willing to stand up to treason. CNN breaking news, Michigan and Pennsylvania Supreme Courts order recount. Site altered headline. It's happening.gif, says one fake comment. Does anyone know if the Capitol Police need deputies or volunteers, says a commenter? You're welcome to join the counter protest. Some DSA guys are handing out masks and laser pointers. Some fake post, too close to call. Harris flips Pennsylvania and Michigan after contested recounts. Governor Evers says tampered Wisconsin results are a no-go. Here's the map showing Trump winning. How would Reddit react? That's the actual numbers. Megathread, U.S. Capitol on lockdown as pro-democracy protesters attempt to delay confirmation of tampered election results. Okay, so this is envisioning a past history moving forward. Rioters attempt block Democratic lawmakers from leaving the Capitol. Kristen Gillibrand refuses to join Democrat walkout. Biden, certification must be delayed until we can ensure a peaceful transfer of power. As he should be doing everything in his power to keep that fascist freak out of power. The fact is that when it comes to crazy, though, like couldn't they have at least arrested him before the election? What is this felon allowed? How is the felon allowed to get so many votes? I'm going to jump now because I don't want to spend too much time just clicking through images. To part 2, what it looks like in the midst of civil war. Elon Musk, a fake tweet envisioning a response. Americans voted overwhelmingly to re-elect Donald Trump. What the Biden-Harris administration are doing is not only undemocratic, but extremely dangerous. Then this story, armed white nationalist protesters occupy Capitol. Then you have another story, a fake Trump truth post. The forces of the deep state have conspired to undermine democracy and anoint crooked Kamala Harris. If Sleepy Joe is still running this nation, he should call off the DOJ's treasonous attempts at my arrest. Recognize the actual results and free all unlawfully detained patriots. Horrifying photos that were censored, but I'm not going to entertain, but basically showing violence escalating. Ron DeSantis in a fake post. The brave people of Florida will not stand for the illegal order from Washington to arrest the president. I'm proud to announce the troops at MacDill Air Force Base will be conducting exercises hand in hand with the Florida Air National Guard to prevent further attempts to weaponize our justice system. Alex Jones, emergency patriot stream. This is it, people. Trump has declared a campaign against the evil globalist goblins that have corrupted our nation. The Daily Caller, Tucker Carlson interviews Dave Broderick, Vietnam vet turned guardian of democracy. Tucker Carlson, it is clear that to anyone that saw it, the video of Biden signing the executive order to ban so-called treasonous symbols is AI generated. The question is, who's running our government? Bomb them now, says 4chan. Be me, live in West Palm Beach, wake up at 4 a.m., earth-shattering kaboom, what is happening? Images of explosions. A fake Trump truth. The traitors in Washington are once again trying to steal the election by force. The deep state attempted to take my life before killing nearly 30 innocent patriots. Dementia Joe, if you're still even running the show, know this. As you hide behind your deep state goons tucked away in your bunker, many of the greatest generals in our nation are preparing to rain fire upon you and your globalist masters. Breaking. Wisconsin recount complete. We did it, folks. And then you have the part 3. Again, I don't want to go through literally every single one of these posts. I think it's just fascinating to take a look at the imagination of what it would look like on the internet. Wikipedia, the Madison Revolt, belligerence, anti-government protesters versus U.S. Marines. Strength, 143-238. Trump saying kooky Kamala wasn't even allowed to leave her bunker for her fake inauguration. I will be sworn in as the 47th president today in the great state of Florida, not underground. Politics on Reddit. Democrats gain supermajority in House and Senate after traitors arrested. Harris signs historic executive order authorizing commission to investigate un-American activities. Megathread. FAQ about reporting subversive and MAGA-related activity to the CIUA. Interesting. r/teenagers. Charlie Kirk, January 31st. Fictional version, mind you, all fiction. Harris's WEF puppet government has overstepped so many boundaries in the past 24 hours. But the creation of the CIUA is like something out of a bad YA novel. Know your rights, people. You do not need to comply with illegal orders from an illegitimate organization pushed through a purged Congress. Putin and Xi condemn interference. EU governments officially recognize Harris as president. Vow brutal response. President Harris issues ultimatum to Trump and Musk, stand down and stand trial. Trump on Truth Social. Any attempt to arrest me or any other rightfully elected politician will be considered an act of war. I call upon all patriots, etc. Breaking. CIUA teams execute raids against Trump-aligned agitators in Minneapolis. Mega thread. How to claim refugee status in the EU and Commonwealth countries. You get the point. You get the point. When I was looking through these, I started to realize how mundane it seemed. Some of them seem a little crazy, like Trump posts. But why don't you guys go back a year? Take a look at the posts when Trump was nearly killed. That's what's really scary to me about these posts. Obviously, this is a fictional version of history, like I want to say for the millionth time, dating back to an election where it was contested and there's 2 inaugurations, I guess. When I look at these posts and there's mega threads, how to claim refugee status, and then I look at Trump posting, they're trying to jail me. They've weaponized the DOJ against a sitting president. I'm like, how much different is this really? The point, we've normalized this all. I was having a conversation recently with someone about civil war. And I said, how can you look at everything that we've seen so far and argue nothing is happening? And nothing's happening. Nothing. Go back 10 years and ask yourself about Trump getting shot in the side of the head, nearly dying. Go back to 2015 and say, see Trump coming down the escalator? 10 years from now, 9.5 years from now, he will have served a full term as president. Supporters will have stormed the Capitol trying to stop the electoral vote count, and then someone will make an attempt on his life as he becomes the front runner for the presidency. People are going to be like, you're nuts. If you were to lay out the past 10 years of history go 10 years ago and say, here's what'll happen, they'd say you were crazy. So when I look at all of these things, what freaks me out is I'm like, at any point, these things could be reality. These posts could be reality if things keep heating up. I don't know. Just thought it would be fun for a Friday. That's it. Smash the like button, share the show. Thanks for hanging out. Comment and tell me your predictions. Was Rudyard right? Are these an image of a reality that soon may come or something similar? Let me know. Thanks for hanging out. We got more segments coming up, and we'll see you all in the next bit.